So technically speaking, Gwabeni is supposed to be accused number 6 in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial. Because as I'm listening, I am picking up that a case of unlicensed firearm that was opened against him or was opened against him, so that at a later stage he is going to be linked to the Senzo Meyiwa unaliving, and therefore he becomes accused number 6. I'm not quite sure. It's still a bit sketchy in my head as to what exactly Gininda's plan was with Gwabini. But then I thought, uSizwe Zungu ordered them ukuthi abampheke, like cook him, so that he'll be so scared enough to admit false stories about Muzi Sibiya, and also implicate all these other guys that now are accused of unaliving Senzo Meyiwa on the 26th of October 2014. They did not count on the type of treatment that they were serving Sfiso Zungu. You know, listening to Sfiso Zungu, that was heavy. You know, that was so heavy for me because I felt his pain, especially just before lunch, where Baloy stood up. I don't know if he was objecting or what. And he exposed Advocate Baloy that things were transpiring in the offices of the state prosecutor where Gininda and I think that Muhola lady, you know, the one that scribbles away, the reason why we no longer see her in shot is because we used to question, what exactly are you scribbling? Are you scribbling so that you are listening to the evidence by the defense so that you will run and create stuff in the background, and suddenly all that stuff that you cook, they come through the back door, and suddenly now we don't see her anymore, and I'm thinking that's the person that he is pointing, and you are making death threats as a police officer in the office of the state prosecutor, and 2 state prosecutors sitting in that courtroom say nothing. They say nothing. And then he is telling the court that they were feeding me to lie about Muzi Sibiya. They were telling me what to say. So that is why they needed to cook him, then peg with tubing and kicking. And it was quite interesting when he said when they took him to the police station for photography. I mean, of course, there'll be no scars shown. I think that will be their defense. Like, Nazi Tombezake, do you see any scratches? We know now that tubing does not leave any scars, but they made a big mistake, though, with those handcuffs and the kicks, because allegedly he still has the marks around his wrists to prove the torture and the cruelty that he went through with those police officers, or Butelezi. I'm still trying to understand, with now all the stuff that's going on in the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, that so-called SWAT team of EMPD, why was it disbanded? Can somebody in the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry ask that question? Any of the, either the commissioners or the evidence leaders, ask why that SWAT team of EMPD was disbanded. Because it sounds to me they were a bunch of criminals. Bunch of criminals. Where are they today is what I want to know. Because if they are still working, that means all of us are in danger. We are all in danger of those people that were in that EMPD SWAT team, tactical team, whatever it is they call themselves, or used to call themselves. And Sizwe Zungu, what kind of a heart do you have? What kind of a heart do you have? Your own blood. Not only did you do your father dirty, but you also do your brother dirty. And you think those tears are going to fall down and do what? Angeke uzithole promotion mfana. I am telling you, no promotion in your life. The only promotion you're going to get is jail. That's the promotion that is coming your way. And those police officers, to me, that's a case. Can they get arrested, Obutelezi, and all that? And as for my banner, how's it hot there, sir? How's the pan? I hope I fry a good. Anyways, I'm shocked. I am so shocked that we don't have police. Yes, there are the good ones, but the bad ones seems to be the ones that are in control of this country. I mean, why do we have the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry again? Yeah, exactly. I feel like this matter needs to go to the Madlanga Commission. I think the Meyiwas need to lodge some kind of a complaint against Advocate Baloyi. That's how I feel. I feel they should go to the Madlanga, like withdraw themselves from AfriForum and utilize the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry to get to the bottom of this truth. In the state prosecutor's office, this witness is being threatened with death. And Baloyi says nothing. Sibanda says nothing. I saw him shaking his head, and I also saw him twitching a little bit. Like, yeah, you people. And I after lunch, I hope that we get to hear what he wants to cough up, because Swiso Zungu says he wants to cough up. So they took a break because he became emotional. I mean, I could even feel his voice rising. Like, how dare you? Now you're asking me questions when you had the opportunity in your office when I was being attacked by those criminals. And now you have the audacity to come and ask me questions. And he was asking, what is this about? What happened? Why this is a Zungu case now? It's true what they say in Zulu. Icala livula ingubo lingene. You were chosen. Unfortunately, the Zungu people, I'm so sorry. This is so sad. And it's a lesson as well that we must never take each day that comes for granted. The likes of Gininda, the devil could just pick and say, nope, that's the family we're going after for the next X number of years. We are going to pin this on them up until. And then it makes you wonder if there are any quarters or any assessments that are done for promotions. For example, how did Gininda become a brigadier? Is it because he was one of the best police officers? And if he was the best police officers, then we need to look at the trail of cases that actually went to court and successfully being prosecuted and convicted. Based on what? Because I can tell you from what I am hearing, there are a lot of Ingane Zabantu that are serving prison term of crimes they did not commit. At some point in the beginning, when I started listening to this matter, I heard, I don't know if this is true, that Baloyi has won 99% of all criminal cases that he has prosecuted since he's become a prosecutor. Now I'm asking myself a question. 99%, how many of that 99% kids, Zengan Zabantu, observing prison terms of crimes they did not commit? Because clearly there's a collaboration going on here, a collusion. This is a collusion. And then you have to ask yourself, what are the judges that actually played along this evil? This goes far deeper, because you can tell this is a modus operandi. And again, with the scourge of crime in South Africa, you just gotta have to ask yourself, why is crime so prevalent in this country, and yet we got the South African Police Service? Because of their inaptitude to solve a crime that seems to be difficult to resolve. I don't know how they're training or how at what point their training kicks in. It looks like their training fails them, and hence now they go after innocent people like the Zungus. So clearly, Ubab Zungu would have been tortured himself because he outsmarted them, Ukininda and the son. Outsmarted them. That is why he is here to tell the tale. How many people lost their lives so that Advocate Baloyi wins these cases? How many? How many people that took the stand in fear and testified against probably their loved ones without the intentions of doing that because they're also afraid for their lives? How many that are injured? That driver, sir, if you have a conscience wherever you are, come. Say, I witnessed it. I know what he's talking about. You need to expose these police officers, particularly Brigadier Keninda. Brigadier Keninda, sir, this is not what you call a career. Miss Muhola, this is not what you call a career. You are going to go down in history as one of the corrupt police officers, should all of this be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. Y'all deserve to rot in jail, y'all. That's what you guys deserve. Where do you even begin to kick another man's child? Where? At what point do you empathize? You put yourself or take your son and put him in this person that you are doing this to in their shoe. At what point humanity kicks in with you? Oh, I get it. You are protected by the uniform because whatever you say goes. Because we're supposed to look at the police people as holy, the truthful ones, the honest ones. I almost said something, and this is what I almost said. It's what was also mentioned. I think it was by chairman of the Madlanga Commission, Mgodoi, was speaking about Mgodoi. Upgodoi, these things you guys are doing. Upgodoi, ubunja. That's what you guys are doing. You're not police officers. You don't deserve this uniform. How dare you guys do something like that to this is upset. This is upsetting. I'm trying to hold it back myself. It's upset because I'm just thinking if this was my brother being done to like this. And there's nothing you can do about it because they are police officers, criminals. I'm not talking about all the police officers. Don't get me wrong. It's upsetting. I'm not even sure if I have the strength to watch again when they return at 2 o'clock. I don't know. It's too painful. It is too painful. They brought apartheid police tactics in a democratic dispensation, in coercing people either to become witnesses out of fear or to make statements against themselves so that a case is resolved, while the real perpetrators are out there unaliving more people, making things complicated for them. I mean, like making things complicated for the police. And so the police have come up with a solution. And guess what? The solution? It's us, the innocent ones. They look at you, they say, yeah, law looks like a criminal. Let's get him. And then you have a prosecutor that is corrupt and wants good accolades. So that someday maybe he wants to become an NDPP. A rotten shame. Y'all are rotten. Y'all are rotten. And I'm trying to understand, why is this trial still going on? Why? The star witness, second one, says all of this is a fabrication. As a matter of fact, I've been assaulted myself. For what? Because he recognized his brother's voice, who is the instigator of all of this. Sis. And I will not say wingane kababzungu. Angazi ngathini ngana Satan. Not ubabzungu. You cannot be. You cannot be. You cannot be. I am so upset right now. I am furious. And I think everybody that is watching this trial are furious, if not shedding tears. No. Something needs to be done. Take this matter to the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. Take this matter to the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. Let people's heads roll. Throw them in prison. Right now, Musa Sibiya is already convicted of a crime he did not commit because they planted ammunition and drugs in his room. On the 5th of December, 2024, he got convicted. And we need to look at that magistrate that took that decision. Because that ammunition and drugs are eminent to this trial. So now the Kwabini, the witness right now, he is walking about with a case that could wake up at any given time against him if it's not withdrawn. It's not withdrawn. It is not withdrawn. Because they were planting a firearm in his room. Hey, you guys are useless. What sort of training do you guys get? I still want to know. Is the South African Police Academy courses outdated, maybe? I don't know. I know, man. No. This can't be accepted by any South African. It cannot be. I know all of these are allegations, but there's no fire without smoke. I know it's the other way. There's no way. There's no way. Before I really get driven up the wall, let me end this video right here. And let me gather my strength for 2 o'clock. Because kuningi. If I do gather my strength and I actually see through it till 3:30, I'll come back. Because I want to hear what Sfiso Zungu wants to cough up. Especially about Baloyi. Hi guys. Yeah, South Africa. Yeah. This is where we find ourselves. Anyways, let's speak later. Goodbye.